U.S.-India trade tensions, President Donald Trump has added conditions to future India negotiations. Reports suggest that no trade talks are expected until Russian oil issues are resolved. President Trump also denied any trade negotiations. Meanwhile, a sweeping wave of new tariffs from 10% to 50% on more than 60 countries is reshaping global markets. Markets are reacting, and India is fighting back.
Mr. President, just to follow up on the India tariffs, do you expect increased trade negotiations, since you've announced the 50% tariff?
No, not until we get it resolved.
From the Oval Office, President Trump has ruled out the possibility of increased trade negotiations with India, not until it gets resolved, after signing an executive order raising tariffs from 25% to 50% effective August 27th. New Delhi has labeled the move unfair, unjustified, and unreasonable, accusing the U.S. of double standards for targeting India while others buy Russian oil, like China, Turkey, remain untouched. Prime Minister Modi affirmed his willingness to bear the cost for farmers, fishermen, and dairy workers, citing national interest and energy security. Across the globe, U.S. tariffs are surging. A broad structure of 10% to 50% has taken effect against more than 60 countries, with major markets like Brazil, Switzerland, and facing steep penalties. The U.S. average import tax now hovers around 18.6%, the highest since the 1930s. Global markets have taken notice. On August 1st, weak job data, just 73,000 jobs added in July, and unemployment up to 4.2%. Alongside Trump's tariffs, triggered a sell-off across Wall Street and international markets. Still, markets have recovered on bets of Federal Reserve rate cuts and strong earning reports. Apple's investments helped buoy sentiment, though concerns about inflation and supply chain upheaval persist. Analysts warn that these tariffs could raise U.S. consumer prices, disrupt global supply chains, and chill economic growth. Amid the standoff between India and the United States over tariffs and the impact on American consumers of overall tariffs on U.S. trade partners, Indian American business owners are bracing for impact. Here are some of their reactions.
It would be very difficult to do business. I think the jewelry portion of our business would almost have to shut down, because how can we pay 50% tariff on gold jewelry where the price of gold is already so high? So the cost of goods would just go up almost like double. Yeah, and then we have laborers and other things to contend with. So it's very difficult. It's difficult for the consumer to buy. How can they buy a 50% tariff?
It'd be really difficult to stay open. That's all I can say. Because grocery, there's not that much margin, and everyday goods, if people can afford, then it's going to be hard for us to keep open.